Standing by. All right, cool. Boom. We're going to call him. What's up?
Going on, mate? How you doing?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Hell yeah, man. I just got my ass kicked in I didn't get my ass kicked. I won both games. What am I talking about?
You won both games. Yeah,
Won
I had
both
you on the
games.
side here. I've got some mates who actually play that game quite a lot. I still don't understand what's going on, but no, it looks like you did pretty good.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, listen, man, like all right, so here's the deal. If you're new to Kick Check, this is not a show about kick, right? Like we get that with Kick Talk, right? What I would like to do here is I like to talk about the grind, the lifestyle, how long you've been doing this, just the whole 9 yards, right? Like I want to get to know you as a streamer, and then I want people who are hearing you like relate, like, yeah, I'm going through the same shit, or okay, this is how he works through like having a family or having a job or trying to figure it all out and try to, do
Wow.
this whole thing.
Okay.
So it's really just a deep dive into streaming, man. And it, be yourself, say what you want, say what's on your mind. Inevitably these things do turn into, all right, where's Kick fucking up? Where are they not fucking up? Sure. But yeah, and then all kicks, all donos, all subs will go to you at the end of the show for coming on. And we've started off very strong. Backseat Emperor dropped like 20 subs. So,
wow.
Which is huge.
Thank you so much.
It's a great way to start. So I guess real quick, just tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Where you been, where you're going, like how this started off for you, man, streaming.
Well, first of all, just want to say thanks for having me on.
Hell yeah.
And I do agree with you. The Viewbots aren't winning. I can definitely agree to that because I'm seeing that. So they're not winning, man. I know that. But oddly enough, on the 25th of this month, I'm actually celebrating my 12 years of streaming.
What?
And 12 years. And oddly enough, it is also the same date I got partnership with Kick a year ago. So the 25th of August now is always going to be a double dated thing where I celebrate my partnership and my first time streaming like 12 years ago. So yeah, that's me. That's basically how long I've been doing this for. Mind you though, I was basically in the early years, I was pretty on and off, but I was still doing like, a lot. I was on another brand obviously, and trying to discover myself. We had a lot of challenges with the internet at the time in Australia because we couldn't really do big uploads. We didn't have really good upload speeds. So we were quite limited to the games we could do.
The internet. The internet is crazy in Australia, man. Like, when I started with Kick 4 years ago, the building we were in, like, it would just be intermittent. It would just like all of a sudden just go down for 20 minutes, and I was like, okay, and I'd stand up. Everyone else was cool as a cucumber because they knew what was going on, right? Me, I'm like I'm the obnoxious American. I'm like, where the fuck did the internet go? And they're like, hey, mate, like, chill out. Go get a latte. Yeah. Come back.
Go get a latte.
Your fucking internet will be back up. So go ahead. Sorry, I didn't interrupt, but yeah, the internet's crazy.
No, it's fine, man. It's fine. Look, it's a lot better now. And then when it finally got a bit of an upgrade, obviously I was able to start playing. Okay, now it just opens up the library of so many other games that I can start playing. So that was around about like 2017 where I was like, okay, now I can show off everything. But yeah, look, I started off by doing indie games and retro games because they were easy to run and showcase at the time. Had a pretty good start with that, but obviously when you're doing indie games are really hard to show off because these games don't really have an established audience. Do you know what I mean? They don't get an established audience until they blow up or someone has a viral moment and shows up somewhere. Then everyone goes, oh, well, I want to play that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but it was fun showing off games that were different because, like, obviously when you're streaming, you kind of want to have something that's a bit of an edge to go, okay, why should we check this guy out? Is he another League streamer? Is he another CS streamer or something? Which, don't get me wrong, nothing wrong with those games, but it's just like, you're looking for eyeballs against how many other people who are doing it. You know what I mean? And so for me, it was like, look, always been a bit of a weirdo. Hence why I call myself the Mad Lad of Melbourne. And I felt like showing off indie games was just my way of going, well, here's what I do. So there was always something different to come and visit. So it's like, what game is he playing now? And yeah, so for me, it was just that was how I got started. Obviously, you can see behind me, I've got a lot of retro stuff. Showing off a lot of retro stuff has also been pretty special for me because that's been my whole life. I literally do not remember not playing video games as I was growing up. Uh, so there was a subculture. I like to talk about how things were like before video games became mainstream and all the different things that were going on. Like I've shared stories at my work about shocking people about back in the day, if you wanted to play an arcade with someone's playing Street Fighter, and you're about to hit M Bison, and then some fool comes along, puts a coin in, and it actually says a new challenger's, enter the tournament. And it's just like, I know, he's right next to me, and you wouldn't even look at each other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And you'd fight over the cab. You know what I mean? And now you guys fight it off, and you have to, he's doing his Ryu, you're doing your Zangief or whatever, and whoever loses, you got to walk away.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you got to pay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, I got a lot of people who actually don't understand. That's how it was. That's arcade culture. And you went to the arcades because all the ports on retro games were just like, they just weren't the same. They weren't the same sounds, the graphics, even the whole vibe. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But then I guess when video games started becoming 3D and, they became really powerful, no one really went, we can go to the arcades now, we can just have it at home. You know what I mean? So
no, you're not lying, man. The
yeah.
arcade culture was fantastic. Do you remember when you could slide 2 quarters in really fast and you could get a free game? Like you could trigger the machine where you could like if you pumped in 2 quarters in the States, if you pumped in 2 quarters, you could get a free game. The other thing was on Ninja Turtles, like
Yes.
man, no one wanted to be Donatello. Everyone wanted to be Michelangelo. And there was like a line behind. There was like 4 lines behind each turtle that you wanted to be.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I grew up during that time, man, and it was a fantastic time to grow up. But like, okay, I want to back up real quick. So,
Sure.
you've been doing this 12 years, man. Where did you start off? What was it like 12 years ago streaming compared to what it is now? So where did you start off with streaming and where is it, where have you seen it go now? Kai Crew, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. That's huge. Thank you so much. That's a fat
awesome,
one.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Onakort's in here. A fellow Aussie. She's in here. Very nice.
Welcome in, guys. I see my snatches are in here. That's all good. So I see the one of us has been put in the chat. So thanks, guys. The snatches are worldwide, as I always say. So, where I started, well, I can let you guys know I started when I had a full head of hair, and that's gone now because I shaved yesterday. But I started actually doing YouTube. Actually, I was inspired by Angry Video Game Nerd, and I had a lot of friends of mine saying like, "Hey, dude, you got to do that. You're funny as shit." And I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I'll give it a shot." And so I had no good equipment. I had no good shit. Like I was using Windows Movie Maker to do my videos, and I started doing all that. But then this is the crazy part. I finally got paid by YouTube, and it was like $80 or something. And I thought, whoa, this can happen. I thought, where could I go next? But no shit. The following week, YouTube changed their rules about you need X amount of followers or subscribers, and you need X amount of views to start getting paid.
They got metrics.
Yeah, and it literally happened a week after. So I was like, oh, so I felt like, man, that sucks. Like, I've done all this work just to get this, and now I'm like, I don't know if I can even get those metrics. I'm struggling to even get triple digits on a view. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and so from there, I had a mate of mine like talk to me and go, dude, you should try streaming. And I'm like, I don't really know how to do it. And obviously they introduced me to the other brand, and they showed me, they kind of went, here's what you do, set this up, blah blah, and I started streaming. Obviously it was very different back then. There was obviously not many Australians, and if there were Australians, they were obviously in a location where the internet was good. But I felt like it was always a very competitive culture. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I've been in music biz for like most of my life before all this, and it felt kind of the same thing. It felt like you were surrounded by people who were just like, "Oh, my shit's awesome." Why? Because it is. Oh, okay, I'm convinced. Do you know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot of that going on. You know what I mean? But eventually I stopped doing the YouTube and I just went, you know what? I think I'm going to lean into the streaming because I feel like I'm pretty naturally good at responding to people in a chat, chatting to people, sharing games. For me, it just kind of felt like in a way, kind of putting on a show, kind of like a gig. So for me, I was like, this is going to be a lot easier for me, a better medium for me to connect with people and do what I want to do. So yeah, I started leaning into that. Um, Feel free to remind me back in the tangent if I end up going
No,
into
no.
another subject or
I have
something like that. So
I have a
yeah,
follow-up question for you because
yep,
I have experienced the Australian live streaming culture. It
mm,
is Kick is not big in Australia.
mm,
It has not caught on. I think people know about it. I think people are scared of it. I think people are confused by it. I don't think people know what to make of it. Even after Twitch pulled out of Australia, it was very weird to see kind of the on my and this is just my perspective.
mm.
But slowly and surely, I have seen more Aussies come over to Kick. Right, I think the last person to come over to Kick might be Loser Fruit. Right, like she might be the last person from Twitch to say, "All right, fine, I'll come over to Kick and give it a shot." But what has your experience been as when did you decide as an Aussie to come over? What did you know about Kick? What did you know that it was Australian owned? Did that have a factor in you coming over? Just explain a little bit about the landscape of streaming in Australia and then where Kick fits in with that, you know?
Okay, so I do want to be professional here
No, 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 no.
because
Throw it out the
unless you
window.
want me to
No,
be
no,
now,
no.
if you
Be
want me to go,
honest.
you want me to be
Go.
real, I'll
Just
be real,
go.
man.
Yeah, be
Okay,
real.
all
Be
right,
real.
all
Yeah.
right, all right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So
I'll dim
first
the
of all,
lights
here
on
in
my end.
Australia, I know that we have this whole thing. They say we got tall poppy syndrome. We got this thing where if someone starts to elevate, people are just like, no, no, that should be me. I'm going to cut you down. You know what I mean? And
That
from
is
my time,
100% true,
yeah,
sir. That is 100%. I'm sorry. That's
yeah, yeah.
100%. Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry. Go
it
ahead.
sucks. But from my time in music and from what I see in streaming, when I really look back at those years, I look back and go, okay, where was there really like people are actually all rising, if that makes sense, or growing or whatever. And to me, it really came down to when people were sharing the stage, if that makes sense. Every time people actually help each other, lift each other up, and get this culture of like, oh, we're doing this, come join us, and bring those guys along, whatever, and then we all become some kind of small community within, streamers or whatever. Everyone grows, and so for me, I've always been a big believer of like, man, if you want to grow, you got to create a scene. When you create a scene, everybody grows. Now, naturally, some people are going to obviously respond better to whoever's watching or whatever they're watching, and some people are just not going to grow that too much. But at the end of the day, like I think if everyone is actually instead of being competitive, share it. Like literally help each other out, like, talk to each other, communicate with each other. I think it's really important. And so this was something which the competitive stuff to me got a little bit like, "Oh, this is ridiculous." You know what I mean? So I can probably say, and like I said, if I'm allowed to go, if I'm
Yeah.
allowed
Yeah.
to drop a pipe bomb like CM Punk,
Yeah.
well, here we go.
Yeah. Do it.
So, all right, all right. Well, years ago, obviously, I was on Purple Brand, and I was there I went to one of their meetups, right? They had this little thing. They do these little meetups where they hire a room, and then everyone,
Was that at the Fortress?
wasn't it Fortress? Fortress didn't exist back then.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh,
So it
this
was
was
somewhere else.
OG times. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I went to it because it was like a networking thing. And I didn't really like the word networking, man. For me, networking sounds a little bit, I don't know, just I just don't feel right about it. Because I do feel like that this is meant to be streaming's a very intimate form of
Community.
entertainment, like community. Yeah, you're directly interacting with people. You're opening up a lot about yourself. You know what I mean? I know some people put on like a character and stuff, but some people are pretty real, and that's what happens. But anyway, look, I went to one of these community things. It was really cool because first of all, I went in there and it felt great. Everyone was really happy. You know, they had some kind of competition there. They had music playing. They had this little area in the corner that was all the partnered Twitch streamers, and they were just so much better than all of us. that there was this big divide. You know what I mean? They just didn't have time for us. And then the rest of it was everyone else who believed that they were better than all of them, and everyone's better than you. And
it sounds like a mini TwitchCon. It sounds like a
that's
mini
what it kind of
TwitchCon.
felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I met some people there. It was really cool. I made some really good friends there and everything. That was all cool. But there was a lot of like, yeah, let's connect. Yeah, we'll do streams. Yeah, we'll do this. But then people were judged on their follower counts or their views or their, all of that. And then suddenly it was just like, nope, see you later. You know what I mean? And not even the decency of going, no thanks, not interested anymore. But, and so for me, I was a little bit like, okay, well, I guess that's how it's going to be. It sucks, but that's the reality of it. But I kept on streaming, kept on working pretty hard, and I got to a point where I was just like, man, I'm lucky to even get like double digits in views anymore. I'm thinking, where's people coming? I'm thinking, why isn't anyone coming in? And this went on for about a good solid, I reckon about nine months or something, where I'm like noticing that no one's coming in anymore. And so I started to let people know, fuck it, man, I ain't going to stream here anymore because maybe, and I know I accept this, maybe I'm through. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's just like, hey, you know what? CG Snatch sucks. You know what I mean? So I thought, all right, well then I'm going to fuck off. So I disappeared for a bit for about it was about 4 months. And someone reached out to me and said, yo, how come you're not streaming anymore? And I said, dude, no one's coming in anymore. It felt weird. Like I feel like for me, I need at least 1 or 2 people to chat. Yeah. If people are chatting, I've got someone to bounce with. Yeah. That's the kind of streamer I am. I'm not going to be someone who just chucks on the camera passively and just goes, hey, I'm streaming and you're here. Yeah, cool. And I keep playing. It's like, no, I'm always going to bounce off with someone. That for me is the best thing to feel. And so this person said to me, because I actually forgot who it was. They said, I didn't even know you were online. And I'm like, well, what do you mean, man? Like I'm, look at my schedule and everything. Like, how could you not know? And they said, I didn't get any notifications. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, that's weird. And they said, do you think you were shadow banned? And I'm like, no, shadow ban's not real. That's for people who don't realize that they suck. And they'd much rather blame the system than themselves. And they went, maybe you should go and check with support. And so I thought, you know what? Fuck it. Like, what have I got to lose? I'm not even on the site anymore. So I messaged Twitch support and I said, hey, man, I used to stream here a lot. I was affiliate, went to your meetups, did all this shit, applied for grassroots and stuff. And I don't know. Just felt like I haven't streamed here for a while, obviously, because I've cut things off or whatever. Because I ended my affiliate. I just went, nah, fuck it. See you later. You know what I mean? But while we're here, was my account shadow banned? Because I don't really believe in a shadow ban. I just think like, it's just ridiculous. Is there something there that might have been in place? And I got the most corporate response back. They basically said, I've still got the emails, and I've shown my community before. They wrote back and said, no, you were not actually shadow banned. That's not something we do here. But your account was detected and no notifications were pushed. No one was being notified that you were on and you could not be searched or viewed.
What?
I'm like, okay. I'm like,
but why?
That sounds like a shadow ban.
Yeah.
And so I basically asked, and he's like, oh, something was detected on your account. What? Like, I'm like, what could it be? Now, I do have some theories. One, my thing in my old chat room, and I know there are some people in the chat here watching on, and I've been in your chat room, guys, and for a long time I was talking in all caps, right? It became such a thing here that you guys actually started to realize, just Snatch just talks in caps. This was actually something I used to only do on Twitch, was I'd only talk in caps. And I'd tell everyone in the chat room, you must talk in caps. Just like, because if everyone is yelling, then no one is yelling.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And so, so that became a thing. And I actually have a feeling like maybe they probably thought we're just spamming or wasting. Maybe there was, I don't know, like I had a bot like in there that would be like, that thing like, oh, use this command for this and blah, blah. Maybe it was active when I wasn't streaming and that might have looked like, okay, he's, doing, I don't know. But the thing is, I said, well, thanks for letting me know, because they didn't. What do we do from here? Because honestly, I'd be welcome to come back to the platform and try again. And they said, yeah, look, we will let you go straight into affiliate position. You can create a new account and you won't even have to do the whole everything to go back to affiliate. You can go straight in. And I'm like, oh, well, that's really great. Thank you so much. But just to be sure, what was it I possibly was detected for, so I don't do it again? 3 days later, I'm like, hey, just chasing up this email. Just wondering if we could find out what it was. another 3 days later, I'm like, hey man, I felt like we're having some pretty good back and forth here. I just want to know what it is so I can come back. And then nothing came from it. So I submitted a new ticket. And I submitted a new ticket and go, hey, look, this email, they put the numbers and stuff. I gone, I was having this conversation. You can see it here. Apparently, I was detected for something. I would love to take up this offer in return, but I can't because I don't feel right jumping on a platform where I don't even know what I got shadow banned for. So if I could please explain, I would love to move on from this or whatever. Because of that, the name CG Snatch with a 5, I can't access.
Really?
Because they're holding it. I can't. I've actually, and oddly enough, earlier this year, I actually emailed them for the first time since that conversation. And I said to them, hey guys, can I have my name back? You know what I mean? And they said, you have to actually reach to us from the account that this account, like the email that this account is associated with. And I'm like, this is the email account. This is it. And I'll even show you the proof. And I sent them screenshots of the email showing the very email I'm talking to them to. And they just went, this matter we feel has been resolved, so we're cutting it off from here or whatever. And I'm just like, fuck you guys, man. Like, honestly, I'm trying to meet with you guys for your fucking mistake. You know what I mean? So that was earlier this year. But why did I find Kick? I was scrolling on Reddit and an ad came up for a new
Reddit. I was scrolling on Reddit. I love it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I was just scrolling on Reddit and then I just saw something there back in 2020. 4, I think, and I just saw something, and I had a lot of reflection because after that email, stuff like that, I really did have to, like, I'm gonna keep it real here, man. Like, I had to go see a psychologist. I had to go and catch up with, because I felt like, man, I did so much stuff. I worked so hard. I did all these things. I worked really hard on this. I did all their events. I participated in their stuff. And I ended up getting fucking shadow banned and not even the decency to be told, hey, you've been detected. Do you want to appeal? What the hell? Like, give me a chance to explain myself. So I felt pretty kind of gutted by that. And, but a good talk with the shrink and was able to go, you really should be streaming for these reasons. And after a couple of weeks of that, I went, all right, next time I see something to go streaming on, I'm just going to go and do it. But I ain't going to return back to purple. I am going to make sure that wherever I go on, I don't want anyone going to purple. They can go get fucked. Do you know what I mean? And so saw the Kick thing, signed up. I didn't really start streaming hardcore here on Kick until I got myself a green screen because as you can see behind me, I've got a lot of stuff here. But at the time, me and my wife, obviously, she's in the background. And I'm just like, no, I'll just put the green screen up so I could stream anywhere whenever you're in the room and you're chill and everything. That was around about September or October, where I started going, okay, you know what? I'm here. These are my nights and blah, blah. And then, I don't know, man, just it really started to grow. I just kept going, kept streaming. I made it pretty clear that I'm like, okay, these are my dates. These are my time frames. I will be here. This is what I'm doing. I really fixed up my attitude because obviously the crazy thing is, like, I think the reason why I was so reluctant was because I had 700 followers on Purple Brand. And so for me, I'm like, you know what? Is it going to take me 8 to 9 years to get 700 again? Because I felt like, what the hell is that? But I had to literally learn and go, you know what, man? Who cares? What matters is someone's going to come into the chat room, chat, you're going to talk, and you're going to have fun. And that to me is what matters.
And how many followers do you have here on Kick?
2.5K. Let's go.
Excellent. That's great, man.
That's so right.
When did you find out that Kick was out of Australia?
I did not know for a very long time, actually. I didn't know. I just thought, oh, it's just another streaming site. You know what I mean? But it's a new one. I actually did not know for a long time. I can't remember when I went, oh, it's actually Australian. I just didn't know. I can't remember the actual moment. But it wasn't revealed to me when I first started. So yeah.
What was the difference you would say in the version of you that was on Twitch for 7 years with 700 followers versus now with you, what, 2 years would you say you're on?
3 years on the platform.
3 years.
3 years, but 1 year as partner soon.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then, are you your partner, right?
Yes.
Oh, very cool. So like versus now where it's like arguably 4 times the followers, like what What was
Yeah.
the difference? Like, what in your mental attitude? What was like? How were you a different creator from that platform to this platform?
It's definitely an angle. Like, look, reality was I know there were things I was doing on the Purple brand where it's easy to point fingers at a platform and go, "Ah," you know what I mean? And look, to be fair, sometimes that can be the case. It can be. But then sometimes it's like, okay, well, what am I doing? Like, I really felt like by coming to Kick, it's a fresh start. Like, I was like, I'm not trying to recreate 700 followers in 8 years. I'm just here to go, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to stick to these values. And my thing I teach people when some people want to reach out to me about, hey man, how do I stream? What should I do? What should I do? I tell everyone I've got this philosophy where I say, look after your ones. Do you know what I mean? Because I felt like on the other brand, um, like I said, I think I was just constantly chasing the idea of I need to get followers, I need to grow, I need to get this happening, that. But on Kick, it was like, no, no, no. All I got to do is that when I'm streaming, I got to make sure the people that come in, every one of them feels welcome, they feel valued, and I just get to be me and just try and make sure that that's my main philosophy here. And I tell people who are like they don't have a lot of viewers or whatever, think about the experience for them when they enter the stream because there's a lot of there's a lot of streamers, a lot of talent on here. So I feel like out of all the talent that's on here, if they're choosing to come and hang with you, man, appreciate it. Make them feel grateful. Make them feel like they've made the right choice, and make sure it's something which they can look back on and go like, "Hey, look what happened here." Because let's face it. Sorry to say this, but there are some chat rooms here which are, sorry to say, they're pretty hard to be in because they're full of emotes. They're full of just copy pastes while people are streaming. It's just like, why are you doing that? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not really authentic, is it? You know what I mean? And so for me, I'm like, I don't want that. So I really did take a lot of time to make sure that if people come in here and do that with me, it's just like, nah, out you go. Because I don't want this being like a chat room that looks like a slot machine with all this. I want to make sure if someone comes in, they're trying to chat to me, they can see their words are there and I talk to them and we can do that. And that's for everyone else. Because then all of a sudden, everyone starts talking to each other and now we're holding a conversation and we're having a good time. I don't think I could have done that too much on Purple Brand. You know what I mean? Because yeah, like I said, I did have a bad attitude, but here, I think I've got the best attitude I've ever had.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Attitude. I wish people, young people, look, a lot of people go through their entire lives not figuring that out, man. Like, it literally is a decision you have to make when you wake up every morning. Am I going to be a son of a bitch today, or am I going to be the best version of myself, or am I going to
Yes.
choose war, or am I going to choose happiness? It really is. I found myself like maybe 2 hours at a time in the day where I have to mentally check in and say, all right, what version of myself is going to show up right now during this situation? And so it's really awesome to hear you say that. These are the nuances. These are the little things that I like to extrapolate out of these conversations,
Yeah.
because I think a lot of people, while it sounds very easy to do, what was it for you that made you realize, look, my attitude kind of sucks. I gotta switch it up. Was it a moment with a family member? Was it a moment while you were streaming? Was it a moment with a girlfriend or wife where they said, "Hey, you know what? A bit of advice, man," or was it something you just came to realize on your own? Like, what was it?
I mean, I think, look, I've obviously had a lot of great support from a lot of people, but I think it was something which I had to work out on my own. But it was basically just there were signs from people. Like there was a whole timeline and cast of people who would sometimes just drop that one line of something that would, it would attack the ego. Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing. It's humbling, but it's real. Like there are people out there who have you in their best interests, but they might say something that may not have been communicated in the smoothest or nicest of ways, but the intention's there to get you to stop and think for a moment. And, sometimes you can't really take that on board when you're too busy trying to protect some kind of identity that you're trying to be. Do you know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
and like I said, there's a lot of people with there's a lot of people with a big ego. I mean, how can you not blame people for getting an ego? I mean, here you are, you're center of attention. You got a whole bunch of people who are spending their time with you, talking about how cool things are or how good you're doing, and they might even throw money at you. Like it's just like, how can you not walk away going like, yeah, I'm a fucking rock star, mate. You know,
Right.
so but now look, for me, it was just like, yeah, it was I don't know, everything just came together. I do spend a lot of time reading a lot of philosophy about what's real in life. You know what I mean? I'm a very, very deep thinker, and a lot of those thoughts do come out in the stream, even though some of my snatches go, "Shut up, snatch, just play League." Do you know what I mean?
Right,
But
right.
and yeah, and I think like it's weird because like there is this whole thing about when you're on one side of the fence and you look back and go, oh shit, now I can see it. Now you see everything. It's like there was this video I had for my intro for my when I got partner. It was actually when I got verified, but it just so happened to fall on the day of my partnership, where the very first line is, you cannot connect the dots looking forwards, you can only do it looking backwards. And I think that's the thing that really makes sense now is like you do look back and go, oh, hang on, I can see why this was not working for me because I was being this and I was being that. But for here, it's just like, nah, dude, like I know every platform's got a different culture. I feel like Kick is the greatest for me because, I can build up a community, chat, we get valued, we get shared. Like the day I got put on front page, dude, I'm telling you right now, the day I got put on front page for the first time ever, I was like, fuck yeah, I beat Twitch. You know what I mean? I had this thing. I'm just like, fuck yeah, I beat Twitch. And I remember coming out of the stream, going to my wife, go like, fucking fire up, let's go, cunts. You know what I mean? So, I fired up because it's
And by
like,
the way, chat, the word cunts is used like crazy in Australia. I cannot tell you how many times it was cunts is used all the time in Australia. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's like it rolls off the tongue like they're saying thank you. All right. It's just cunts, 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 cunts. And so like you just witnessed it. Like the guy got excited and it just rolls right out, man. Now that word's a little jarring for Americans, right? But listen, guys, what I'm telling you is
yeah,
that we are culturing you because in
yeah.
Australia it's a very big deal. It's an awesome word. It's part of the nomenclature. So okay, real quick,
It must be used correctly. It must be used
it
correctly.
must be
So, yeah.
used correctly. Yes, yes, within
Yes.
context. Within context.
Yes.
Yes. Um
Yes.
so so real quick, I want to back up a
Yes.
little. Tell us a little bit about you're married, you got kids. What are you balancing behind the scenes when you go live? We need to get a little picture of how hard is it to get through your day at work? What do you do for a living? What do you do when you're not streaming? Like, how hard is it to balance streaming and the real world? And what are you up against?
Okay. So, I am well, do you want the long version or the short version of what I do?
Give us the short version, and then we'll pick it apart.
I guess you could say I'm a professional gamer.
All right, all right.
So there's that. I'm a professional dungeon master. My week is me putting on groups of board games, video games, and tabletop role playing games that are designed to work and assist people living with psychosocial disability, getting them to communicate, share, talk, grow empathy, learn skills. And yeah, I've been doing that since 2016. And yeah, I basically work in disability mainly, but like I said, a lot of the things in the games and stuff I choose are related to the person's individual goals about what they're trying to achieve. So, for example, if I've got someone who they've come to one of my groups, they want to learn how to talk and be around others. It's just like, cool. Let's see how you are in one of these games and try and assess how well they are at communicating with others. And if I notice that they struggle to talk and everything, I'm just like, cool. Well, have you ever played the game Catan? Because now you're going to be talking and you better talk nice. And this is how it goes. And then we assess from there. Or if we've got someone there who's like, I need to know how to be in a group of people and how to learn how to share and teamwork. Then I might find a video game and go, all right, guys, you guys ever played Played Up? We're going to respect each other's roles. Everyone's going to do this. And I just facilitate that. Whereas my flagship is my tabletop role playing game stuff. Years ago, I actually created a model of Dungeons and Dragons that it's a homebrew in D&D sense, but basically it means I've written a whole different type of rule set to help people understand living with a mental diagnosis and the responsibility that comes with it, and teaching people that it's not about having a cure. It's not about finding recovery. It's about understanding you have this now and how to live with it so you can continue a stable and fulfilling life. So I had to go and show off this model to various mental health conventions and show it off. And I did that. And one of the best places I got to run Dungeons and Dragons is at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. That was really cool. You know what I mean?
This job sounds amazing, man. It sounds very fulfilling. It sounds worthwhile.
Yeah, but there's a problem.
Real quick, before you get to the problem, I'm going to do some housekeeping really quick. Guys, you're watching Kick Check. Today's guest is CG Snatch. If you get a chance, I got his link pinned at the top of the comments. Drop him a follow. But more importantly, all the subs and all the kicks that we earn today are going to be going to CG to share with his community how he sees fit. I want to give an update of where we're at with that. We are at, let me see. We are at 100. We're at 125. We're at $125 right now. It's amazing. So we got like 30 subs dropped on us earlier. So yeah. So you guys are watching CG Snatch. He's out of Melbourne, where Kick just so happens to be headquartered. And the way I met CG is Ethan hit me up. Ethan, the director of Kick, hit me up. He's like, "Hey man, you got to come in this dude's channel." I was like, "All right." And I've heard of you before. I'd seen your stream before. And I walked in there, and as soon as I walked in, you just played this awesome graphic of Santa Maria. You have a very clean stream, sir.
Are you gonna show that clip? You should show it.
Very interactive. I should. I don't have it. I got
it for you. I got it for you. Hang on, wait. I'll send it to your DM. Give me a second.
Hey, no,
because this is something I do.
You play it here, and we can watch it.
Can I do it like that? No, look. Yeah. So this is the thing. So one of the things I do for my community is if I see you a lot in my chat, you're active, you're chatting, we get to know you. My way of saying we really know you is I actually create you like I'm a huge fan of the wrestling. So I like it when these people come in, they get like the video that shows up, their music and everything. So I actually create them a video for them to feel like, hey man, you're not just an average chatter, you're a snatcher. And so you get your own entrance and you trigger it off by just simply saying a word and that's it. And so I have got some surprises for some people, as you know. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's something I do. So there are some people who do have some really unique intros when they come in, and that way it's like, guess what? If you want to come and make a dramatic entrance for your music, you just say something and boom. So there's currently right now, there's about 90 of these.
Holy shit! Can you queue it up on your end on Discord? If you just share the screen.
Show it off.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can do that. Give me a second. Oh, you know what? Actually, so you just want me to share the screen?
Yeah. Share it, and then I'll click on it. I'll enable it on my end.
Yeah, cool. I'll do that. I'll go straight to the source, mate. It's something which, like, I've always tried to make sure that, like, yeah, as you said before about the clean stuff, I don't really like having massive overlays and having people put, like, heaps of, I don't know, just notifications and shit. I much rather be like, this is going to sound really weird, but it's kind of influenced by Donkey Kong Country on Super Nintendo. I'll never forget when I first played that. And as soon as I picked up some bananas, the banana count shows up in the top right corner and then disappears. And I'm like, that's fucking genius. The gameplay is all you see.
Res Junglist, thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub, Res Junglist. Appreciate it.
Hang on, let me find you. There you go. There we go. All right, give me a second. I'll just share this screen.
Wait a second. I might have to fix things on my end. Wait a second. Boom. Wait a second. Boom. All right. Go ahead.
So hopefully you'll hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you do that for everyone in your community that you like, you know?
Basically, yeah. So if you see here, I've got heaps of people just showing off here. Obviously, there's a lot of things here. A lot of these are basically channel redemptions as well. which no doubt you've probably been confused by. Obviously, seeing this one, which
Oh, this one's great.
Dr. Sattler. To 5 Metrosic Park.
It's so stupid. It's funny. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, man, that shit feels cool. But I also do it for if people drop kicks. I've got unique animations there. Ethan was saving up for a stomp. I'm happy to show you guys what stomp sounds like. It looks cool. But okay, give me a second. So this is for stomp. It was really hard how to capture it all, but check this out. This is like my favorite kick drop here. Check this out. This looks cool. Ready? Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's
cool.
actually pretty decent resolution considering how small that file is.
X-Mandy,
good night. Good night. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like I said, this is something which I've been doing for quite a while. And like I said, for everyone's got a really unique entrance. The whole idea is to make sure everyone has something really unique. So, because oddly enough, I ask some people on the side, I go, "Yeah, I'm making you an entrance, man. What music do you want?" Everyone's just like, "Oh yeah, just give me AC/DC." I'm like, "Fuck, man, all you fuckers want fucking AC/DC all the time." It's just like, can't you have something else? So then I try and twist it around and go, "Oh, how about would you like this tune or would you like that?" Do you know what I mean? So. Yeah, so there's actually a few that still haven't been unlocked here. Like
you got heaps.
Yeah, no, I've made all of these, man. This is something I just do on the side to, just to make sure people go, hey, look, we appreciate you coming in and we love having your company. But for me, the aim is to go that when this video comes out, for them to go, oh, that's me. Do you know what I mean? Like it's an extension of their character.
When I came in, you didn't say anything. You just played it. You just went. Yep. Yeah, you just went bam. And I was like, oh shit. And apparently you had one for Eddie and you have one for Bijan and you had one for Ethan.
Where's Eddie's? Let's see. Let me find. Ethan has this one.
Bijan hasn't come in and gotten his yet.
So for the kick staff, I've used just the same kind of template because you guys get the badge. So it's the same kind of tune or whatever. I can't show you Beach because he hasn't set it off yet. So but yeah, look, it's I don't know. Name someone and I'll show you if it's on here.
Name anybody?
Yeah, I mean, is there anyone here in the chat here who might? Peach, should I show Peach?
Yeah, Seaside Peach.
I'll show Peach. Okay, let's see Peach. Where's Peach? Actually, believe it or not, Peach actually made her own. She's the only one who's actually made her own. So this is Peach's one. So she's all about the pirates and stuff like that. And there's my wife.
Nice.
There you go, my love.
Oh, that is sweet.
Yeah, so she made that one, but like then there's ones for like people who are like just chatters. Like, where's Commander Glitchy? Because I know Commander Glitchy. You're in this chat, aren't you? She's got a cool one.
Yeah, he's in here.
There she is. There you go. People think she's a dude.
Oh, sorry. I apologize.
Fucking road.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so I mix it all up. Not everyone has full-on thrashing guitars and stuff. Some people have got some chill. Some people have got something kind of, like I said, I just try and mix it up. And I'm still learning. That's the best part. The best thing is I'm still learning how to do more of these, how to add more. And for those who do use Lumia, there is one command that's available for everyone to use, and that is I need mana. That is it's my only public one, which is this moment. Yeah, all right. I'll stop here now.
Hey man, obviously you put a lot of care into you put a lot of care into this, man. That's great, man. Like, so I'm glad you showed that, because it just, I just wanted to inspire people to be like, hey, what am I Do you have to go over the top? You know, obviously this is your own thing. This is something that you enjoy doing, but you got to find your own vibe and
Absolutely.
how you. I think the main point is like making everyone feel special and welcome
Yes.
when they come in. That's the huge part. Just being kind. It sounds like is the recipe that you got. I wanted to go back to something you said earlier during the during the stream. Is you said you had like you read a lot and you think a lot. Like what have you been reading lately, and what has it made you think on? Like what is the last book you read? Like what or thing that you read that struck a nerve?
I'm reading the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu, actually. But I also have been reading Plato's The Republic. But when I go to the gym, so when I say the most recent, I probably would say, look, recently when I go to the gym now, I've got myself a headset and I listen to a lot of Alan Watts. And
Alan Watts, man, you're throwing it back to the 60s and 70s, man.
He's it's timeless.
Yeah. So for anyone that doesn't know Alan Watts, and I'll let Snatch explain it a little bit more. This guy was a massive philosopher, and he basically wrote his own Bible to his kids. He wrote a book that served as a Bible, and said in his foreword, he said, "I'm going to write this book, and I want you to follow it like it's the Bible." And it's like at that time that was very, very gutsy to be saying. But what's your impression of Alan Watts so far, man?
Oh, brilliant. Like, honestly, I've listened to him on and off, but just recently this year when I've been, because it's all part of the bite with my gaming, with my work. And that's just remembering, like, look, we don't really have any guarantees or control in life, even though we tease ourselves with the idea that we can. And so it's actually quite liberating to know that's just like, you know what, man, like sometimes you just got to wake up and just be. And just go, what have I got today? What do I have right now? Because as Alan Watts teaches, that's the only ever time we ever exist is in the now.
In the now, yep.
And look, I can probably say this. There have been some people I've worked with in my career outside of streaming who they've done all the right things, as we're all told, like, go work a straight job and go have a family, go get married, go and do this. And then life comes along and just goes, nah, and takes it all away from them. And now they're left going, well, what do I do now? I did everything right. And so it does humble you. Like there have been times where I finish a day at work and go, fuck, man, even though I'm going through all this shit, at least I have all of this stuff. And that gives me strength. You know what I mean? And happiness. You know what I mean? But a lot of that attitude as well is also what helps me with streaming, to be honest, because like, I know I'm not the biggest name streamer. I know there's some really big names out there. And I think a lot of people would look on and go, why can't I be like that? And it's just like, well, you could be like that, but don't worry about being like that. Worry about what you got now, because I know there's a lot of people who will look at others and see what they've got. Like, oh, they're earning big dollary dues, or they got heaps of fucking viewers or heaps of followers, or they've got people talking about them. And it's just like, man, you've got people who are following you. You got people who are chatting to you. You got people talking to you. And that's great. Like, I feel like, just Alan Watts is just really good at making people realize like, hey man, you're alive right now, and you don't need to be grasping on to identities and all these things, these desires. It's a lot of suffering that's brought on, and so
he's actually a really good person to read if you're streaming. in a world in a world where you're constantly comparing yourself and looking at numbers and metrics and yada yada yada. He's a really good one to read up on. That's really cool. All right, so streaming for 12 years, you're married.
Yes.
Obviously, it sounds like your wife is a streamer also. So you guys
Peach is still getting started.
Hi crew with 5
started.
subbies. Thank you with the 5 subscriptions.
Thank you for those subs, dude.
Yes.
That's legendary. Thank you.
She's getting started. You're sucking her in a little, huh?
I truly believe Seaside Peach has got pretty much the ability to do it. Like, we're both in the same line of work, so it's like she knows how to keep a crowd in, keep people chatting, but it's very new for her. So she's just got to get started. Come on, Peach, you got this, baby.
Well, that makes it a little easier for you to stream, though, right? Because I've had people on Kick Check where they're kind of like, "Oh man, I'm juggling all this life,
Mm.
right? I think that the life that you've got with Dungeons and Dragons fits very, very nicely with what you do. Where you say you're a professional gamer, it like, what are your challenges to be able just to stream? Like, what are the challenges that you
Mm.
face when there's real life versus streaming, right? So like, what are some of the big hurdles that you're facing to stream right now?
For me, I think that the biggest challenge for me has always been just getting seen. I mean, because here's the whack part, and I know this is going to shock a lot of people in the chat room here. I did not get social media until March of this year. I shit you not. So yeah, this is the plot twist here, mate. The whole entire time I've been on Kick, even before I was partnered, and even after partnered, I was not on social media. I did not promote any clips. I didn't share any updates. I was not on Twitter. I was not on TikTok. I can't get on fucking TikTok. They can get fucked. I can't. I'm not on anything to go, hey, come check me out. I was a big person telling people that, social media is pretty poisonous. It's not good for your brain, not good for your mental health. You don't need it. It seems to be a massive talking point when a lot of people go, wait, you did this without any social media. I'm like, yeah, because I know a lot of people feel like, I'm streaming now. Now I've got to be on TikTok. Now I've got to be on Instagram. Now I've got to be on Facebook. And now I've got to stream here and I've got to do this. I'm just like, man, it's too much. It's too much.
Wait a
Like,
minute,
just
wait a minute.
focus
You have
on-
more followers on your Kick channel than you do on your X account.
Yes,
You're not
'cause I only
bullshitting.
started in March.
You're not
Yeah, I'm
bullshitting.
I'm not. I mean, Snatches, you guys are in here. You can say it. You can mention it too, because that's
Yo, Ethan's
for
in.
me.
What's up,
Yeah,
Ethan?
for me, I was always a big believer of like, hey, if you come into the chat room, it has to be such a good experience that there's a reason to come back in here. And in some ways, I felt like, man, if you want to keep up to date about what I'm doing, you come back here. Do you know what I mean? I felt like you kind of spread yourself thin like fucking Vegemite. You know what I mean? So I felt like that was the best thing to do. So,
Okay,
yeah.
really quick, because
Mm.
all these Kick Talks always they surprise me. And Ethan dropping
Yeah, I just saw that.
10
Thank
more
you so much, mate.
subbies. Thank you, man. Hey, Ethan, man, you, Kai Crew, Res Junglist, who else? We've gotten some
Hey, by the way,
Backseat Emperor 20 subs, Iron Man 68. Unbelievable night tonight for Kick Check. Thank you so much. Thanks, Ethan. Go
cheers,
ahead.
mate.
Go ahead.
Also,
Kevin.
Ethan has also tipped my cat on Club as well. I want to say, by the way, I've changed what I do on Club, and it is absolutely blowing up, and I fucking love it. By the way,
Nice.
so I'm only on Twitter, and I'm only on Club. Twitter is just for sharing. But by the way, just to let you guys know, the only reason I got on Twitter was because there was a Kick bounty with League of Legends. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do it. That's basically it. And then Club was obviously I'm partnered on there, but I wasn't sure what to do. And I'm just like, I can't have this just being like here's just what I post on Twitter. So I had a really good look at it and I went, you know what, man, my club's just going to be about me behind the scenes, about my life, health, food, how things are done, what I'm doing behind the scenes. So, and now ever since I've done that, dude, it's blowing up really good. Like I'm absolutely loving it. So,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Phantom Shock just dropped 4 subs.
Cheers, mate. Thank you so much.
Phantom Shock's a great streamer who drinks some beer and smokes some good cigars. Thank you, Phantom Shock. Thank you so much. Get yourself a beer, man. That's what he said. He said, get yourself a beer, man. Very cool.
I'm not really much of a drinker, but if I do, it's a vodka or a balsams.
There it is. Or VB. No VB?
No VB, mate. No. VB stands for very bad.
Very bad.
Nah, man, I'm not a beer man. No beers, no. But for me, it's vodka or I'm trying to get myself a bottle of balsams, but I can't get one. It's really fucking hard. It's a Latvian drink. So, yeah.
Okay,
weird.
real quick. So,
Yes.
before I interrupted you and you said you were going to, that there was a turn, that something bad had happened. I don't know if you recall when you were going through this, but I want you to keep that in mind. And I want to recap what I'm hearing right now, because
Yes.
your attitude is amazing. Your outlook on life is amazing. What you do IRL is amazing. I think all levels require you to have a very positive outlook on
Mm.
life, and I'm realizing that. And what's very cool about you, man, is like you're right. You're not the biggest streamer, right? But you
Mm.
came and you cooked on Kick, and you built like a really solid community. You have
Yes.
been streaming for 12 years, and you paid your dues over on Twitch, and you were doing it out of a country of Australia that there's not a ton of streamers in Australia. There isn't like this massive not like like if you go to India or you go to the United States or if you go to Europe, um because part of what you said with the intermittent internet, right? Like that was
Yeah.
always a problem. I remember working out of Twitch, that was always a thing where it was like, people really had to pay a lot of money to get like quality internet. They basically had to put a satellite on their roof out in their yard to get cooking. I think I'm prefacing all this to say, like, I think your career is just starting. Does that make
Look,
sense?
yeah, no, I get you, man. Because you know what, like, I've always been a big believer of like, who was it? One time, someone asked me like, "What's the worst thing? What? I'm gonna turn 30 soon. I don't want to, but give me some advice." And I said, "Dude, 30 is like the best time to be alive because everything
Best.
before 30 is just your backstory."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so that's the thing. You need to have a backstory in all sorts of things. Now, I'm not 30 now, obviously, I'm 41, but like, yeah, you're right. I feel like now I've got the right attitude. I've got this going. Like, I'll be honest with you, man. Ever since you guys dropped the stats and everything, I love it. I really do break that shit down. I challenge myself into going, okay, which part here was really good? Why was this weak? But I don't destroy myself into thinking, ah, shit, man, there wasn't anyone really chatting in this stream. It's just like, you know what, man? It was a quiet stream. That's it. Other things were on, you know what I mean? And that's okay. The next stream, it could be bigger. Like, like I'll be honest with you, the stream when you came in, I was sitting there thinking like, oh man, this is a quiet stream. It's Friday. Generally Friday's hard for Australians because like, people are out on the piss or people going to the footy or people are, I don't know, doing whatever. And so, but I still do it because I know I've got an audience that no, this is the time I'm on. But then that's the thing, like even when I was sitting there going, it's really quiet or whatever, then you come in. And it's just like I tell myself going like, hey, even when it's really quiet, you just never know what could happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, and like I said, like I do know there have been some people, and I do talk to a lot of streamers who reach out to go, hey man, what do I do about this? What do I do about that? And some people have actually been really honest with me. I'm not going to drop any names here, but they've told me like after a stream they get really emotional and they start to question themselves as a creator or whatever. And it's just like, whoa, 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 just like hold on, let's start counting what you do have. And, and just remember, you've still got your next stream. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if there is anything you feel bad about the last stream, you can still reflect and go, okay, what do we fix up? What do we change? What do we do? You know? But I do appreciate the kind words of the attitude because, like I said, years ago, I probably didn't have the healthiest attitude. It was weird. It was like I felt like I've always got this ability to do streaming. Like this is something which I just do. And I am quite I'm grateful for the fact that the work-life balance I have means I can do this. But I only do 4 nights a week and I only do 3 hours each night. I did do a subathon for the second time in my whole entire career, and I had to cap it because it was like it went too long. I was like, no, I got to stop it here. So technically speaking, it stopped at a time frame where I could keep going. But I noticed that streaming for long hours, I don't think is very healthy as a streamer. I really don't.
It's not.
It's not. And so for me, the first stream was really good because it was like, oh, look at all the hours, but everyone's coming in chat. But then when you become part of the furniture, suddenly it's like, yeah, people have got you on, but there's no exclusivity. It's not like, oh, we got to come back and return, whatever. Because like if you're on all the time, it's really hard to keep people engaged. So for me, I really look back at that and went, hey, if I'm going to do like a big fuck off 7-hour stream, then I need to make sure that there's a reason for each hour for someone to go, I'm in here. And if you can't do that, then that's fine. Make the only 3 hours or 2 hours, make it really impactful. And, because like, let's face it, man, ready? This is going to be really cool to say. But do we remember when The Simpsons was on at 6:30 on a Sunday on Channel 10? It was only once a week. That's all we fucking had. Man, you set your bloody life around that.
Yeah, yeah.
You would be like, I ain't missing The Simpsons. It's only on for half an hour. It's this new show. And I hear there's going to be something there about, you know what I mean? Like you worked around it. And I'm just like, I feel that's the same here. I want to make sure that I've got something that goes, hey guys, I'm only streaming this bit here. Please come and visit me. If you missed this one, at least I'm here. And I will say as well, like, look, in 2024, 2025, I can't remember. I only missed 14 calendar days of streaming. I streamed every day.
Wow.
And yeah,
That's
it was
consistent.
cool. But I realized, hey, I want time, man. Me and Peach, we want to go and do some stuff together. I've got to spend some time on myself. I need to spend some time with family. So, you know, it's good to go and break things up. And also, you know, why, what else? It's good to reflect as well on, you know, what you can do for the next stream. I think some people just don't slam yourself into going, I need to do as many hours as possible. It's just like, no, just, you know, take a break, reflect, and then go and try again, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, really quick. Hey, Stocks, it's good to see you in here, man. I'm glad to see everything with the family is going good. Guys, Stocks, his dad is cancer free. From the post that I saw,
congratulations!
Fantastic that I saw today. So, Stocks, good to see you in here, man. We got a comment from, oh god, where was it? I missed it, but it was something about like,
was it one of those W's or?
No, it was the caboose. There it is, the caboose. Natural performer just needed the right stage.
Yes,
just needed the right stage.
Yeah.
I
feel like that's kick here, man. I feel like this is the place to be building a community. I feel like if you are a streamer who's really good at going, hey, you know, I'm creating something. Like I've created something really huge lately, which is debuting soon. It does mix in my D&D skills. It's a massive project you might have seen. I'm talking about this baseball thing, which Ethan, I need to know if you guys want that team. You got to message me and let me know because time's running out. But yeah, like if you can build a community, if you can get people coming in, chatting and everything, I think Kick's the best place to be. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
So take us through your tattoos. What do we got?
Fucking heaps, mate.
What do they mean? What do they mean? What is the what
heaps.
inspired it? Like, are you? I sense that you're a punk rocker. I sense that are you a punk, classic punk, ska, like heavy punk metal? Like where do you what classification of punk are you in, man?
Okay, so I was in a band. Believe it or not, it was a band in Melbourne back in 2011 to 2013. We were called Goodbye Galaxy. And we were kind of like a metalcore hard rock, but we used sound effects from video games as our lead guitar. So believe it or not, we were basically like, here come the GG. That's it, baby. I was bass player and frontman. I never called myself a singer. I just said a vocalist. You probably can work out why. But yeah, mainly that was my thing. I haven't touched, like I've got my gear behind me, but I never really do anything with it. But that was a long time ago. But my tattoos, so I don't know, I got to a point in like my life, man, where I was just like, I was struggling with things. I was just struggling with the shit. And I'm just like, I just went, you know what? Fuck it, man. Like I'm doing everything by the rule book. Like I knew I was going to get heaps of tattoos. I knew it. When I was in high school, I was like, oh, I'm going to be fucking inked up to the shit house, man. Like I still want to do my neck. I want to do my hands. I want to do everything, you know, it's just a matter of money. But also, I just knew I was always going to get them done. But for me, it's like, they've all got to have meaning. They've all got to have some kind of meaning. And so one time I just went, fuck it. You know what, man? I'm struggling with work. I'm struggling with doing the things I want to do. I'm just like, I'm just going to be myself. Fuck it. Because doing the right thing and doing all the things is not working. So I grew a mohawk and I got sleeves. And I just went, fuck it. I've always wanted to do it. And oddly enough, ever since I started embracing who I am and not fighting who I am, things started turning really well for me. So one side is all family values and mottos in life and everything. The other side is all gaming. This is all just video game characters. It obviously goes across to my chest.
Damn.
They connect. But yeah, obviously I still want more. But yeah, no, they've all got stories, everything. Some's for, you know, I'm a bit of a mama's boy. I got a heart for mum. It was really funny because she was absolutely against all my tattoos. And then one time I went, you know, I'm getting a tattoo for you, yeah. And my mom looked at me and she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, 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 because she had open heart surgery, and you know, you can always hear the ticking when I'm near her. So that's why I got a heart with a mechanical valve on the inside, or like machines and stuff like that. But you know, I've got tattoos for my family as well. Um, yeah, it's just something I haven't got anything new in a long time. I was always told to get colorful tattoos because they reckon in tattoo culture, if you got more colors, it represents your colorful personality or something like that. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah. But yeah, no, and that's it. That's, you know, I mean, do you want me to go through all of them? Because there's a lot.
No, 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 no.
So
It's great.
yeah,
No, I was just very curious as to like,
yeah,
it's just awesome artwork, man. Awesome artwork, and just like with the punk rock, with
yeah.
your gaming, with your like, what kind of kid were you, man? Like, what kind of kid were you coming up?
Yeah, I was pretty troubled. So look, I didn't really have the most I wouldn't say the words. I don't know. I know, Mum, you're watching. I can see you, Ma. Thank you. Love you. But I'm also like, I grew up in my brother was suffering from cancer a lot. And, you know, he had, I think it was Hodgkin's lymphoma or something. So, you know, my parents were recently divorced. And for me, I was diagnosed with ADHD since I don't know when. So I was already under watch from professionals. And so I'm trying to be in school, and yeah, I'm a big fan of just playing around, being cheeky, having fun. School wasn't for me. The environment wasn't for me. But back then, if you were misbehaving or whatever, you go sit in the corner of an egg timer and you get told you're stupid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when it comes to creative shit, fuck, I was great. You know, when it comes to theater, I was great. When it comes to sports, I was great. Can I do math? Not really. You know, I mean, you know, back in the band days, we say 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're all good. But you know, all that. So there you go. But no, things were pretty hard, man. It has been stuff that actually has had some pretty big effect on how I view things and how I see things, and you know, same with being a teenager. When I was a teenager, I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder type A. Had a lot of really ups and downs, very manic behavior. Um, so there's that. But I guess for me as a kid in high school, yeah, look, I was pretty cool with everyone, but I was also slightly, you could say, a bit of an outcast. I didn't really have like my own clique of people I hang with, but I could hang with people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, you know, but like I said, the school, like I knew the teachers were always like, oh, fuck him, man. He's mischief. Like I wasn't a bad kid. I wasn't a bad kid, but I was just not a prankster. I don't know how to say it, but I just wasn't for the school system. It didn't fit me. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. So for me, when it takes for me to learn things, man, I've really worked out what it is for me to learn, and I just knew that there was no way I was going to fit in the school system, man. You know?
You know what?
So
I think I
yeah.
hear that from so many creators, man, and I think that
Mm,
that's why streaming is so good, because you control your own realm, right?
yeah.
You control the audio, the video, you control the graphics that you put in there, you control the look of the room. You are the set decorator, the director, you are the
Yeah.
talent, you are the audio engineer, you are everything. So your mind constantly has something to fix and to go to, and then when you hit go live, you have something that you're concentrating on, right? Something
Yes.
that
Yeah.
concentrates on your focus. You hit a lot of things that struck a lot of nerves on my end, man. Like I lost a brother at a very young age when we were young.
Mm.
He was way too young. I lost him to lung cancer. And
Oh,
as far as
okay.
like the ADHD and all that stuff, I can highly relate. My kids, I have a kid who's has high functioning autism,
Mm.
and so I totally hear you. Where it's kind of like sometimes I look at the situation, I'm just like, you know what? School is just not this box for everyone, and
No, it's not.
it is a big time box, man, because
Yeah.
it is it is so hard to jam your kid through that. And it's gotten a lot better now. There's a lot more options, but I will say that, you know, when I was coming up, there weren't options for kids. You just kind of looked at them and you were just kind of like, that person is crazy. Like, what's going on? It's like, well, when you look
Yeah.
back on it and you're like, how are you expecting kids who are hormonal to sit in a fucking desk for 10 hours a day? Right?
Mm.
It's not for everybody, man, you know?
No, it's not. And, like, hopefully one day we will see some, like, I have seen there have been some changes to how kids are growing up with school and stuff, but, I don't know, I still think there's a long way to go. I mean, my only thing was be like, if someone was failing a certain subject, I don't think it's fair to say, "Oh, you're a failure." It should just
Yeah.
be, you know what? This is just not your interest. It's just not your strength, and that's fine. You know?
We're gonna divert away from this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and put your energy into other areas. So,
Yes.
yeah, tell us a little bit about like how has work and streaming, like, because you seem like an empathetic person, but you also seem like you
Mm,
got a lot of edge to you, right?
mm.
So tell us a little bit about what you do for work, if you can dive into that, because that sounds really interesting to me. Like,
Yeah,
uh,
so, well, basically, like I said, I usually do. So I obviously got a qualification in community development and community
there it
welfare.
is. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing. But my specialty is obviously working in mental health. I mean, I'm a specialist role. The last place I worked at, the reason I got the job in the job interview was because they went, it says here that you spent time in a psychiatric ward. Were you a nurse or were you a like a work experience? I said, oh no, I was actually a patient. And so for them, they were like, oh, and they actually decided you're the only person who we feel could be someone who you just so happen to have these qualifications, but you literally have the lived experience about someone who's actually gone through the therapy and treatments. And there was this role they came up with, which was basically being someone with a lived experience and sharing what I've been through to walk with others. And so I started doing that and I ended up getting nominated for an award, two of them actually. And so for me, it was like, okay, what was the things that really helped me with mental health or whatever? And it was like, look, man, connection, being around people, being, meeting others, talking, sharing, chatting. So for me, my biggest tool for that was gaming. So I always had a boss that was always telling me, I need you to find a way to go, how do you make a board games group? And I'm like, fuck, man, how am I going to fucking do that? Like I said, how am I going to go, like, we just chuck some board games on? How's that going to work? But then I started to realize, oh, hang on, if you get certain board games and deliver them in this way to make sure these objectives are felt and the person experiences it and everything, that changed everything for me. And so that's why it went from being board games then to video games, and then suddenly I discovered Dungeons and Dragons, and I just went, whoa. So from here, I was like, wow, now I can get really in depth here about really getting people to uh, achieve some real personal skills and goals, even though they've been impacted by the difficulties and barriers that sometimes mental health or mental or psychosocial disability can do. I've had people say to me, my Dungeons and Dragons saved their life, which is pretty funny to hear because I'm just like, wow. But you know what? At the same time, I've set it up in a
No,
way to
listen,
go,
man, you get the right
you
dungeon
know,
master. If you get the right dungeon master, they can open up a whole world for you, man.
oh yeah,
That's my that's my thought on it. Like I've had some bad dungeon masters, but when you get the right dungeon master, it's like, oh, like this is what it's
mm,
supposed to be. This is like the full breadth of what this game is. I want to go back to what you said because
yeah,
I can't let it slide because very interested.
yep.
What was it like being in a mental ward? Like what was like how did that shape your life? Like
Oh mate, yeah,
what are some misconceptions, man? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, like
yeah,
you talk to a guy like you and you wouldn't think it, because everyone has this weird perception of what Hollywood presents or whatever
yeah.
else. Like what was that time like for you, and what are some misconceptions around that? Because I really think you could speak to some people in chat if
Yes.
they're sharing a similar experience,
Yes. So first of all, no, you're not in a straitjacket. Okay. Not a straitjacket. It's really not too far away from what I'm doing now, except that I'm not a therapist. That's all. So I'm not a therapist, not a gaming therapist. I'm just a community worker. That's all. I'm just skilled with tools, of using games as tools. That's the main thing. But when I went to psychiatric ward, man, like the first night I got in there, I'll never forget. I sat down on the bed. Um, it felt like a hospital bed. I've got a massive phobia of hospitals. That's probably because of what I went through with my brother. So for me, I'm like, now I'm in here. What's going to happen to me? Do you know what I mean? But I remember looking out the window and looking out at Melbourne and thinking, fuck, man, this is the lowest point of my fucking life. Like, I'm just like, how am I going to recover from this? And it doesn't take very long to realize, hey, man, if you've got a diagnosis or you got a condition of some sort, you know, you can't ignore it. You can't pretend it's not there. You just got to work with it. That was the main thing. You got to work with it. You're not trying to like get on top of it. You just got to work with it. You got to flow. That's it. You know what I mean? And so when I was there, like, look, the only annoying thing was you get given a structure. The nurse comes in, knocks on the door and goes, up, have your food, have your meds straight away. And it's like, you're not doing anything unless you have your meds. And it's like, oh, I don't want to have the meds. All right, well, we're doing an activity today. We're going to be doing this, or we're going to be doing that, blah, blah. And then you're like, kind of really want to do that. So I better get me fucking meds. You know what I mean? Food was served to us like morning, lunch, dinner. Everything was great. The food was great. Like, I'll never forget going in there going like, fuck, man, we're like, this is great. Because I've been on acting sets and catering is like the fucking best, man. You know what I mean? And I felt like I was just back on a set again. I was just like, oh wow, like the food is so good here. Do you know what I mean?
Well, were you ever faking it at some point because the food was so good? You were like, I'm going to stick around a little bit. No.
Oh, no. Because I knew I had, because here's the thing, right? I was only in there for about 2 weeks and a bit, because the actual particular things that they do is that eat food, you go out, you move, you're with the same people, you get a free time, back to food, group session of something, like an activity, food, and that's it. Now, you weren't allowed out. You weren't allowed to go anywhere. You were allowed visitors, but it was quite limited time frame. But honestly, like all the groups and stuff, when I look back on it or whatever, I'll never forget the group therapy stuff where it's just like, okay, we're all going to talk about what's going on, what everyone's feeling. And it's like, that's one of the things you might see in some movies, the cliche, everyone sits in a circle and we're going to talk about this as a facilitator or whatever. You know, we did a bit of that, but then sometimes we'd do it with an activity, because blokes are more likely to talk when they're involved in an activity. Do you know what I mean? So we might have some kind of project, or people are putting Lego together, or people doing a jigsaw, or for me, it was like the video games. And that's where like we had I think it was a GameCube in there. I'd never played GameCube. And so I'm sitting there just destroying all the time trials on everyone, which was like fucking fun as shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, you know, but honestly, it was really good, because as the days go on, they have these days where you sit and take a chance to reflect on what you're learning here and what you're going to do once you're out. And so I'm really happy to say I have not returned back since. I've had a couple of scares, but I'm strong enough to go, no, I know what I need to do. Do you know what I mean? I would never rule it out. But the thing is, it's just, you learn the skills to go, I'm here to get out, if that makes sense. I'm here to get out and stay out. And I'm here to make sure I understand what I'm living with and to carry on. Do you know what I mean?
And what helps you? What helps you when you get to a place where you're like, all right, things aren't great. What do you lean on? What helps you get through the day, get through the moment? Like, you know, do you surround yourself with the right people? Do you go meditate? Do you talk yourself off a ledge? Like, what are some of the things, you know? Because I know what I do with my kid. I know what I do for myself, but I'm interested in what you do to like, you know, because here's the thing, man, streaming, when you cut off all the lights and you cut off the PC and everything, it's just you in the room, you know, and there's going to be some days where things didn't go your way. There's going to be some days where it does, but there's probably going to be multiple days that things don't go your way. And it's really easy to get in your head. Right. So, and you've been doing this for 12 years, man. Like, what do you do when you get in your head, and how do you knock yourself out of it?
Sometimes I just go with the flow of it, man. Like I do. I've noticed that sometimes I get to these moments where I'm just like, okay, you know what? I just gotta have a fucking rant. I think it's fair to say I've lost a few friends along the way, because I think some people have just gotten impatient with me, because I'm quite emotions on the sleeves kind of dude. I'm pretty much like, you know, I'm very expressive. I'm very good at talking about how I feel about things. And sometimes when I really have a shit day or whatever, no matter what's going on, sometimes it's just really good to just stop for a moment and just reflect on what's going on, or get stuck into a game. Sometimes it's just like, look, I can't run the session today. I'm not going to go to work. I just need a moment just to go, just do whatever, go to slow pace. Oddly enough, when it comes to games, I actually have certain management games I play which help level me out, and I don't know why that is.
You know what I play?
That,
you know what my
yeah.
management game is? My management game, the Google dinosaur game. Have you played that? The
Is that
jumping
when your
dinosaur.
browser's not working.
Yeah. Man, when I get frustrated or pissed off, I just Google that sucker real quick and I play a couple rounds of the fucking jumping dinosaur, and it calms me down, man. I don't know what it is. It definitely calms me down.
No, for me, it's I think it's Factory Town for me. I just find that game is just I level out and I'm like, I'm cool. But now these days, I'm a little bit more like, if I do have a bad day, it's just like, hey, it's just today. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, Peach said, under pressure. Yeah, I do like my bullet hells and everything. There's been games I've played on stream where there's like absolute fucking chaos, and I'm maintaining a conversation, and the chat room's just going, how the fuck are you not freaking out here? I'm just like,
Kai says COD helps me. Ronan says Sims games. Squadsy says Sons of the Forest is mine. I've never played that one. I used to play Year Walk. That used to help me calm down. Year Walk was a creepy kind of mobile game. If you ever get a chance, Year Walk is kind of like a horror, weird, jump scare type of vibe game. Rocket League. Bronco says Rocket League. Yeah. Hey, okay, so what do you want to talk about, man? Like what do you want to talk about in terms of like live streaming? What don't people talk about enough? What are you seeing out in the space that needs to get more attention?
I feel like that this site, I know that there's been some negative stuff online about the site. There's a lot of people saying really stupid shit about the site, going, oh, these tabbers, these viewer bots and whatever. And it's just like, it's not working, guys. I'm being honest with you guys. Like, I've seen my stats, my KPP, and what's happening with me shows that get a real authentic community going. It works. Like I said, I'm not making life-changing money. Don't get me wrong. I wish I could. But right now, it's very obvious that I'm obviously doing all the right stuff here by how the system detects it, because I have seen people share their stats online, and I'm seeing people share long hours, very small pay. And like, I go in and have a look, and it's just like, dude, how can you not see this? Like, it's like, I don't know, like I am really conscious about, and I do share some videos about some of the things I've seen. Like, I tell people, I think it's better to be happy than be successful as a streamer. I think it's absolutely fine that some people won't watch you, and it's fine that, some people might see you and go, oh, this guy sucks, I'm not going to come back ever again, because equally there's going to be someone who comes in and goes, geez, I wish I found this guy earlier. I wish I could hang around. I feel like, people need to lean more into themselves. This is a great platform. I mean, recently I saw something from, I don't know where it happened, but I was watching Triple H at the end of SummerSlam, and someone said something. Yeah, someone said something about oh, it's really great. Such and such got his belt now. I think Chad Gable, and he's been here for so long. But he explained, he goes, no, we don't go by that. We don't go by the idea of you've been here long enough, here's your turn. It's just like, dude, if you're here, you got to try and do something to go, here I am. Do you know what I mean?
Hey, real quick,
towards that.
Jesse Tokes with a raid, 23 viewers. Thanks so much. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is Kick Check. We are talking to CG Snatch out of Melbourne, Australia. Just a heads up, every sub that you drop, every kick that you donate goes straight to CG Snatch's community to do as he wishes with it. We're doing pretty good tonight. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. All right, so we're talking a little bit about CG Snat's talking a little bit about the complaining that's happening on Kick across. I call them pocket watchers, right? I call them people who just sit there, and me and Eddie were talking about it in Kick Talk this morning. It was like, we have an active chatters list and number that is that vodka? Please say that's vodka. Was that vodka?
No, it's not. No. So this is a water bottle, and it does say water.
All right. Wow. So I was gonna say, man.
That. Yes. Yep. I know.
I was like, man, that's some hardcore shit. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, you threw me off. You threw me off.
Cool, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, mate.
Yeah, right.
It's not vodka. No, dude.
And
no.
but you drank it with such ease. I was like, damn, this dude's hardcore. These fucking Aussies are hardcore, man. Anyway.
Yeah, sorry, man.
But I agree with you, man. I think that
Yeah.
I think it's a platform's job to clean it up and make it as fair as possible. But I also think that there's self responsibility for streamers to say, you know what, there's never been a better time to stream. There's never been a better time to stream. There's so many options, man. Like if you're not vibing on Twitch, you can go try TikTok Live. If you're not vibing on TikTok Live, you can do Insta Reels. Like there's so many tools out there for a creator that I don't understand why you would waste your time beating down a platform that is likely not going to hand over any kind of stardom to you.
Yeah.
You got to go and chase it, and you got to go do it on your own. And that's true on every single platform. Like, I'm sorry, guys, if you're waiting for a platform to make you the next whatever you think it is you got to be, no, you got to look at yourself in the mirror and realize, God, man, there's so many tools out there for you guys to use to monetize, to do different content, whether it's Instagram with photography or Twitter with being like really opinionated, or, you know, live streaming, you know, but there's just never been a better time to be a creator than right now. So what are your overall thoughts on that? Like, should a platform make a creator, or what should a platform be responsible to do?
Look, honestly, I do agree with you on, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, it's this platform. And in the chat here, you know, it's just the host. That's it, Maggie. Exactly. It's the host. And so, look, there is obviously a different culture. Obviously, staff will always be like, we want to promote this, we want to push this out to go because this guy represents, or this content creator represents what we want to see more of. But that can change over time. Do you know what I mean? I personally don't think, like, yeah, look, I have seen some people who just feel like they've probably just looked at other streamers and just gone, oh, that looks easy, I'll do it.
Yep.
Wait, why am I famous yet? And it's just like, dude, like, you don't know the backstory, man. You don't know what this guy's been through. You don't know what this guy has done to get to where they are. And, you know, like I said recently, like with my stats, as I believe it was Average Shad, you talked about here about how some people are basically calling themselves out. They're pointing out going, I'm not getting paid and I've got 300 views. What the fuck? It's just like, yeah, but what are your views? Are they people actually talking?
I got this one guy that I'm surprised he's not in here right now, but he comes into every Kick Talk, every stream that I do. And his entire content is like, I've got all these streamers, but he's like, I'm capped. And it's like, I've got all these viewers and I'm only making $5 an hour. It's kind of like, it's just that's become his content, just to bot himself, complain about it. And then it's just, it's just weird. It's weird energy. I don't understand it, but what you're saying is completely true. Me personally, I do think it's the platform's responsibility to and I think YouTube does a very good job of this, is uplift the creators that have a lot of authenticity, right? To have algorithms that push the right chat flow, that push the right, you know, the people who have authentic engagement. I think Kick is starting to do it right. I think they're doing it better and better every day.
Think so.
Showing the active chatters is a massive thing to be doing, that I got to tell you, like, a lot of platforms would look at it and be like, we're not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Rolex, thank you for the sub. Thank you for
that, mate.
But what do you feel is the overall role of a platform, you know?
Oh, look, for me, the platform's just the host. I mean, that's it. But
Just
you are
index.
right. I feel like the algorithm thing, I mean, I don't fully understand algorithm stuff. My only concern about when there's an algorithm is that people, instead of them working on themselves and working to make really good content, they work on the algorithm. Do you know what I mean? And they try and find ways to manipulate it for their own thing. And it's just like, and then you get these people who are just like, oh, they're getting shown a lot because they've worked out a way to manipulate the algorithm to get themselves seen. And then when you go in there and hang out, you're like, well, how'd this guy make it? Like, what the hell? You know what I mean? But I don't know, like, yeah, I fully understand that the platform would have their choices on who they want to push and promote. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, there still has to be some kind of responsibility by the content creator to go, I've got something that's worth pushing and promoting. Do you know what I mean? Because yeah, we don't know what the next big thing looks like. It's always different from the last, which is another Triple H quote, by the way. Because yeah, you never know. And I think that's the main thing. I feel like I'd say it's basically 80% on the content creator, really. And I do believe that, yeah, look, I think Kick's definitely gotten hell of a lot more healthier with what's been shown up. I mean, like I said, when I look at my KPP, I feel like, man, you know what, man? I'll just say my biggest advice to a lot of streamers is, hey, keep yourself up to date with the TOS of Kick, because Eddie has mentioned stuff before, and you guys have mentioned stuff before, and it's there in writing, and it's kind of like, well, some of the things that are in there, it's worth having a look at and going, well, hang on, is the very thing I'm doing possibly something here that could, be seen as this point that's told as do not do this? And sometimes I think some people ignore that. They just think like, it's Kick, we'll be fine. And it's just like, no, I don't think so, man. You guys got a lot of data over there. You know what I mean? Like,
I think
you can see what's going on.
As we scale, look, the first 3 months of Kick, we got like 10 million users, and there was like 6 of us.
Yeah.
And we were shitting ourselves. We were like, what just happened?
Wow, 6 of you guys. That's it. It's just 6 people.
Arguably 6 people full time on Kick. Okay. I mean, we had some people that were checking in on us and be like, is the kitchen not on fire anymore? But all of a sudden, one day it just exploded, and we were just like, what just happened? Trying to verify people, the emails were backed up. Trying to, hate raids were everywhere, were prominent. It was just like the headlines were coming out so fast that, now that we've scaled it to a part where, like, if you remember Kick in the first 6 months of its existence, like it's night and day now. It's absolutely night and day, and it's only getting more and more cleaner as time goes on. Now, I will say Eddie has said, like, hey, listen, we want people to be able to express themselves and not have the platform completely hold you. Let everyone act like an adult. Because one thing that I had a problem with over at Twitch was we had a TOS that was forcing like 30-year-olds to act like 14-year-olds. It's just like the TOS was just so highly unreasonable that you were just banning everyone left and right for being an adult. And it's like, well, wait, you're forgetting these people who grew up with Twitch. They're adults now,
Yeah.
So I think Kick is finding the right balance. There are some things that happen that I am not fully in agreement with. I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah. But then at the same time, I definitely have to follow lead, like from like Eddie and Bijan, where they're younger. They know this generation. I'm a little bit older.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I think that they have found a really good ebb and flow with their moderation. I think we could get some stronger tools around the moderation suite. I would love to, I can't wait for us to roll out the tool where if you ban someone, they can't watch your videos, they can't watch your clips. They can't, things of that nature. Like that will be a very strong one too. But yeah, like I want to get your perception on what is Kick like in Australia. Since we're headquartered there, like what has been the vibe of Kick versus like, have you seen more Aussies come over to Kick?
Well, I obviously have a lot of Australians visit my chat. I've actually met up with someone who just used to come to my chat, and I brought them around for a gaming night once upon a time. Sometimes I run a gaming night just for me and my friends, and I met him on Kick, and he's in Melbourne. So I'm just like, yeah, well, let's hang out, man. Let's do that, I certainly hope that one day, like the very thing that I did with when I was on Purple Brand, where they had that meetup or community meetup thing, whatever. I certainly hope Kick will do that soon, because I'd love to be there, But for me, I mean, when we talk about Kick in Australia, I mean, I find a lot of Australians on here. I do. Whether they've come from Purple Brand or not, or somewhere else, I'm not too sure. But I can't really say anything that it's hard to find. I mean, there is the tags thing. You know how you like when you stream, you use the tags.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to try and find someone using Aussie or Australian, and I'll go and raid them and try and make their day and just go like, hey man, I've caught you on the Aussie tag, and so I'll do that. And then sometimes there's some people I've raided who are like, they're really appreciative. But then there's some people I've raided, and I don't know why this is a fucking thing. There's some fools out there who, when you raid them, they don't sell it. And they act like, "Oh, I don't give a shit." And apparently there's this fucking trend where people get raided and they don't acknowledge it or whatever. Oh, they do this with their stream. They set their camera like this. Because for some reason, if you want their attention, you have to say something for them to look at the chat. And for me, I'm just like, guys, come on, man. Don't do that shit, man. I don't know. That's hostile if you ask me.
Yeah,
I don't know. Come on, man. Who did that? Was that? No, I can't remember who, but no, I don't like that look. But no, I think I don't know. Like, obviously, it would be great to have more Australians on here, but we've also got the rest of the world as well. Like, I've met a lot of people worldwide. I mean, a lot of Turkish people, America, Canada, UK, England, Scotland, you name it. Yeah, pretty good.
Man, listen, I think we're going to be winding down real quick. I think we're on like an hour and a half, man. Thank you so much for giving us so much of your time.
That was good, man.
Yeah, so maybe we'll take a couple questions from chat.
Before we do, can I plug my baseball thing?
Yeah, do it. Yeah. What do you got?
All right,
Plug
cool.
all your handles, plug your socials, please. Go for it.
Cool. So, as you guys know, I do obviously professional dungeon master. One of the things I've done to help with my community is I've actually created a baseball tabletop role-playing game meets fantasy sports for my community. It features over 32 users, and pretty soon we've got a friendly coming up this Saturday where we're using a video game. All the characters are represented by all the chatters and content creators. They are all playing this game, and then during the week, I send them over the Discord little dice roll scenarios. They have to roll the dice. And if they roll well, they level up. If they roll bad, well, they level down. We create a whole story out of it, and it's something I'm doing for my community. So we did it last year, and it was originally called the Kick Community League Baseball. But this year, it's just called the Snatchers United Community League RPG Baseball. There's a hashtag online for all the people if they want to check it out, hashtag RPG Baseball. But it's going to go for 10 weeks. And yeah, it's something I'm doing with the community to go, well, what could I lean into my skills in RL that I can use with other people? And so this is one of my little projects I'm coming up with. And I think after the baseball, I'll be looking at other community events to get people involved. And so the whole idea, it's like when I said started here, helping others and sharing with others. So the goal here is to go, hey man, we're all part of this together. Let's all elevate each other. Let's all help each other out. Let's, check each other out. Guess who's involved here? Guess who's involved there? I think it's probably better to talk about after the first game has gone, because there's a live view. Yeah.
Is this on your channel currently? Like if I...
if you go to my About Me, you will see there's a feature down below.
Guys, CG's link is pinned to the top of chat. If you wouldn't mind going over there to check out RPG Baseball, that would be awesome. Just check it out. It sounds like is this IRL or is this is all through Discord, or what is this?
I could show you the trailer if that helps.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, please.
Do you want to do that? All right,
Yeah.
Let me do the trailer. Because look, I'm not going to lie. If I had 8 more people, I probably would accept another team. Let me just find the trailer for this. It's a fairly long trailer, so it's like maybe 2 minutes.
That's fine.
But it covers everything. What's going to happen? Just got to find the video. Oh, hang on, that's over here. Tell you what, my whole folder's here. I need to make sure I get a new hard drive. I'm so full of all these videos I make for people.
You got a lot of people dropping you follows right now. Very cool.
Yes, I have noticed, and I appreciate the opportunity. That I look forward to meeting them, chatting to them, getting to know them better. So it's going to be a lot of fun, Okay, here we go. Let me just fire this up so we can see. Okay, it's only a minute 14 video. So let me just do the share screen with you. Yeah, let's see. Share screen.
Get ready for a
Let
game of baseball. I love it. Wait a second.
me
All
see
right,
if you can see that.
wait 1 second. Let me resize my noggin.
Yep.
There we go.
All
Boom.
right, cool. We're ready for this.
Yeah, go for it.
There we go.
Let's get together for a game of. It's time for baseball. Oh yeah, it's baseball. Let's go. Yeah, it's time to play ball. Oh yeah, it's time to play ball. Oh yeah, it's time to play ball. Oh yeah, it's baseball.
I appreciate you letting me show that. That's something that's starting next weekend, and that's just a friendly game. But then after that, the season begins, and there you go. So yeah, like I said, it's a mixture of it's my own designed tabletop role playing game that is done exclusively online. It's only for Kick. It's just my way of going like, hey, let's show off this community here. And there is a couple more surprises for those who are involved in the month of September. So yeah, it's a spectator thing, but it's also a massive collaboration project of 32 people. Really looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I believe I've applied for front page for it. So no doubt I think it'll
Nice.
be it's something very different, I feel like, just to go, hey, check this out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
if you
try to get
send me
sponsorship for it, but yeah.
if you send me the date on it on your for your first one, happy to get it front page, man. Sounds like a
Yeah,
good
awesome,
time.
man.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen, if you want to play some community league baseball, go over to CG Snatch's handle, get signed up. If you know 7 or 8 people, get a team
8 people a
together.
team.
8
Yep,
people a
8
team.
people a team.
It
Yep.
would be great. It sounds highly interactive, crossing over Discord and rolling dice, and it I love it.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, the story and all the outcomes of how people roll or whatever will be made into somewhat like a comic image that'll be shared on Twitter as well. So it's basically think of D&D, but it's baseball, and instead of it being in a room, we're opening the results online to let people know what's going on with everyone
Hell
and what's
yeah.
happened. So
Hell yeah,
yeah,
hell yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
hey man, all these kick checks I learn a lot about the human conscious, the what people are going through. It's amazing to hear all the stories and just know that you're not alone in this journey. And I think that that is the whole point of Kick Check, is that people watch these and say, you know what? Hell, I
yeah.
see a lot of myself in this guy. I see a lot of myself in this girl. Hey, what's up, Meg? I see a lot of myself in this guy's journey. That's really the point of Kick Check. So I
Oh,
thank you for coming on and you were very open, man. Everyone's been very open, but
yeah.
it's tough to do sometimes. Thank you for sharing your story. I really am glad that Ethan pulled me into your stream. I can't thank him enough, because we've heard you've had quite a life, man, and it's
Yeah,
awesome to
man.
hear about. And 12 years streaming, uh, you know, there's just so much that we can learn from you, and I feel like we just scratched the surface.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on and talk with us. I hope that this won't be the last time. I hope that you'll come on some other time, and we can
Yeah,
check in
absolutely,
on
man.
you
I'd love to. Yeah,
and
I would love
see
to.
how the baseball thing's going, see how everything else is going. Seems like you're
Yeah.
happily married, man. Your wife is in here supporting you, and I love to see that. every streamer needs a team and people behind them who
Yes.
believe in them. And your community's in here too, man. So that's something that you can't fake. That kind of shit
Yeah,
you
man.
can't fake because the assholes don't have anyone show up for 'em, man.
Hey, look, man.
That's what I'll
Yeah.
say.
You know, all the stuff that happens out there, you can build reach, but you can't buy a community. You got to build it brick by brick.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, for sure. I'll give you the last word, man. And then I'll give you the last word, and then also think about who you want to host out to.
Last words. Someone once said that final words are for fools who haven't said enough. So fools who have said enough. So, who are we
Nice.
hosting to?
Yeah,
Should we go make someone's day?
yeah, man.
Let's see. Go to One Coin Only. He's trying to return back on here. He's a really good retro game streamer. He's from Queensland, and also he recently got demonetized on Facebook after being hacked. And when he got his account back, they didn't want to give back his monetization. But he's a really good streamer. So one numeral coin
Yeah,
only.
man. He
Let's
is
let him know.
playing
Say
some
this is the place to
old
be.
school games. He's playing
He's a
some old
really
school
good
games.
creator, man.
All right,
He
guys.
needs it. He needs it.
Chad,
Let's
if
do
you
that.
wouldn't mind going over there and just hyping him up real quick. I see Seaside going in there, Ronan going in there. One coin only. Be nice. And here's the other thing. Tell him we said hey. Tell him that we love him. All right, guys.
Let's do it.
Going over to One Coin Only. Thank you again. Thank you again for joining us, guys. See you guys soon.
Cheers. GG. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Look at that bandana he's got on too, man.
Yeah, this is part of his gimmick. He does the whole thing with wow. Look at it. He's gonna take it. So he multi-streams a lot. He had like 25,000 people on Facebook.
Oh, there we go. We just
You know
got
what
a
I mean?
raid over at
Really?
We got a
And
massive
yeah, and he's
raid
struggling
over
on
there.